Raise your hand if you often feel like a hamster on a wheel trying to keep up with work and life. Keep your hand up if you also often feel overwhelmed with trying to balance between the hustle and the grind while also trying to actually enjoy life while it's happening. If your hand is still up, then my friend, you are in the right place, because today we are going to be busting that myth that a work-life balance is unachievable. And I am going to show you exactly how to do it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Carys, and this is where we talk about how to elevate your life, unlock your full potential, and become the highest and best version of yourself. Okay, how to actually achieve work-life balance. Let's talk about it. Now, first things first, I used to be the queen of workaholics. Let me tell you that. Personally, it actually began amidst trauma. I used to use work as a distraction from everything else going on in my life. So I became addicted to working, and that just continued year after year. Even when my personal life was then great, I often felt filled with guilt for taking any sort of time off. And then I realized that time and days and months and years were passing, that I was missing so much of the life part that I felt totally out of balance. I was instilled with the saying that you have to say no to everything in order to be successful. And that right there is not true. I became an emotional zombie. I was unhappy and I was completely burned out. So just know that there is a way, and we just need to work smarter and not harder. So let's go. First thing, we need to break down work-life balance, because it is not a 50-50 thing on a scale. And when you're thinking work and life, I don't want you to think about separation. I want you to think about integration, bringing them together to have a life where you can still be successful. Because at the end of the day, whether it be work or life, it is crucial to be present in both, to find joy in both. I know you've been there before when you've been at a family dinner, but you're then thinking about work. Or maybe you're at work, but you're thinking about your kid's soccer game that you're missing. It's one or the other, and then we often get filled with guilt for not doing the other one, to the point that we're not present in the thing that we're actually doing. So what we need to do is redefine what work-life balance actually is, and stop seeing them as opposing forces, that it needs to be one or the other. Now, it will adapt and evolve as you do. I don't believe that there is a one-size-fits-all in terms of how much you're doing of each one, because everyone's life is completely different. For example, my life right now, I am married, I am a dog mom, but I am not, hopefully yet, God willing, a mother of a child. One day, hopefully, but right now, I got my dog. She's sitting right here. And my responsibilities are a lot less for people who have kids and have soccer practice and this and that. Or some people are taking care of their elder parents, or they have to work 2 jobs because it just makes sense for them financially right now. Whatever it is within your life, you define what the work-life balance is going to look like to fit your lifestyle. But for me right now, before, God willing, potentially I have a child, I am choosing for my work side to be a little heavier than my life side, because I know one day that's going to change. So when it comes to thriving with work and life, you need to be intentional with your time. Time management is crucial. So this means when it comes to your work time, it has to be focused. There is no procrastinating. There is no giving in to distractions. You need to have tunnel vision to get things done when you are actually working on them. I have a full video on my channel about how to stop procrastinating, so I'll leave that linked below that you can watch next. So if you are present and focused when it comes to your work, the same goes to when you're with your family or you're with your friends and you're doing things in life. Be there. Like, I'm talking physically and mentally there. Put your phone on do not disturb. Don't get sucked into thinking about other things while you are present with your friends and family. Something that helps a lot when it comes to work is setting boundaries. Even though we're thinking about integration and not separation, I do believe that in order to achieve a strong work-life balance, you need to have boundaries. So I have boundaries with work and I have boundaries with life. For me, boundaries with work, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., those are my times. Before 9 a.m., it's me. I'm focusing on me. I'm working on mind, body, soul. I got my morning routine ready to go, structured, and that's it. After 9 a.m., I'm there for you, whatever you need, until 8 p.m. At 8 p.m., I'm not on my phone. When I'm having meals with my husband, I'm not on my phone. I'm present with the time that I have doing what I am specifically doing. Then when you are having intentional breaks during your workday, whether you're at the office, whether you are at home, that is when you could spend some time doing something you enjoy. So if you're someone who likes to read and you get an hour off for lunch at the office, then maybe when you're having your lunch, you spend some time reading. Put your phone away, turn off your mind from thinking about work, and sit and read and get some peace for yourself. Something that I like to do personally as someone who works from home is when I have appointments in certain areas around where I live, I will see if any of my close friends who live in that specific area are free to grab a coffee or grab lunch or something like that. So instead of separating the day, I'm integrating it and figuring out how I can tie them in together. Another thing that I do is because content is a big part of my life, oftentimes when I'm going out in my car to go somewhere, I will get ready 15 minutes early so that I can go and shoot at least 1 or 2 videos in my car before I need to leave. It's working smarter and not harder. Another way you can be intentional with the time that you have is to batch. And you may have heard batch in the sense of batching videos, but I'm talking batching everything possible. You can batch your work. For example, doing work blocks of similar tasks that make sense rather than flitting in between different ones. For example, when I do my content ideas for my social media, I'm sitting and I'm batching all the videos all at once. My brain is in that mode and I get them all done so that when I'm shooting multiple videos because my brain is in that creative mode. I batch my errands. I will put off as many things as possible to the point that I can't anymore so that I can go and do all of the errands in one day. You can batch your food, whether it be something small as maybe doing grocery delivery, especially if you're someone who eats pretty much the same things each week or have a lot of staple things. Batch your grocery delivery, have them bring it to your door. Or if you're someone who wants to do meal prep services or where they bring basically the things to create your own food, where you get a recipe and the ingredients, whatever you need to do, batch as much as possible. When it comes to achieving a work-life balance, you have to prioritize what is important to you. And the quote that will stick with me until the day I die is, "You make time for what is important to you." I will repeat it. You will make time for what is important for you in your life. Before real estate, I was in the health and fitness industry, and I used to hear all the time people saying to me, "I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to eat healthy." That is not true. You have time for what is important for you. It is just not a priority. So instead of saying, "I do not have time for this," switch that phrase into, "This is not a priority for me to make time for," and it will change the way you see certain things. When it comes to looking at your whole schedule, all the things you're doing, I swear by doing a time audit. So you're going through every single day for a full week and documenting what you're doing every 30 minutes. Then you're going to go through and you're going to look and see, what can I outsource, what can I delegate, and what can I automate. If you want my time audit sheet, it is in the highest and best group community that I have. It is linked down in the description below. You can go and join it. There's a whole bunch of tools and resources inside of there. But on this time audit sheet, you will see how much time is being wasted in certain areas. So if you want to achieve a strong work-life balance, you will be smarter with your time and know how much your time is worth, and then supplement with different things in order to get your time back so you can be focused and productive with work and focused and present when it comes to doing life. Now, speaking of those that we do life with, something I like to do is what I call syncing your circle. This is where you can look at friends and family and figure out how you can align schedules as much as possible. For example, me and my husband, it's breakfast and after hours. So in the morning, we both get up early, but he goes to work out by himself at one gym, I go to another. We come back, but we typically always have breakfast together, and then we split again for our work days. And then our after hours is typically 7 o'clock when we get done working. We sit and we have dinner together, and then that is our time that we're catching up, we're chatting about things. And then at 8 o'clock, that is when cut-offs in terms of phones, we'll sit and chill and we'll just relax. And then every week, typically Sundays are our day that we have together where we both have a lot less work to do. We go to church together. We always try a new place to go to for lunch after church. And then we spend the rest of the afternoon getting everything prepped and ready for the following week. So that is how we've been able to have a good work-life balance between husband and wife by syncing our schedules up. Another example is my friend Marissa. She is typically always off on a Thursday. And so Thursday afternoons, we'll meet and we'll sit and go to a coffee shop. We'll do work together, and then we'll take our Pilates class. We do that most Thursdays because we know that's time that we can be productive because we sit and work together. We can get our fitness in, but it's still a consistent time that we're able to hang out and be around each other while also being productive. It's integration, not separation. So think about it. What do you have in your schedule that you could have as shared activities? Whether it's workouts, whether it's grocery shopping, whether it's going and working together in a cafe. Now, as much as I preach spending alone time and doing things solo, sometimes if you want to be able to spend time with your friends, with your family, but if you're feeling like work is really busy right now, but it's hard to kind of take your foot off the pedal, but you want to see friends and family, figure out how you can add it into more of a shared activity and go and do something together to do some catch up, go grocery shopping together and just have a chat because you're doing it anyway. As you are going through life, it's important to be self-aware so you can figure out when things feel out of balance and make sure you can tip the scale back to how you want it to be. There are going to be seasons in our life where work is more and life is less, and then life is more and work is less. For the whole month of July, I had family over from Europe. I had my bachelorette party. I had my wedding that was a destination wedding. It was nonstop life. And so work was just a little bit less because I wanted to be present for everything that was going on and be there mentally as well as physically when I was with my family. So these seasons are going to change and you just kind of adapt and evolve as you're going through. But the more you're able to be intentional and smart with your time, the more it's going to take that off your plate of feeling overwhelmed, and you're going to feel more structured and more in sync with a routine in order to make the most out of your time so that you can then be present when you're doing life. So I want to know, what one thing are you going to do this week in order to start to build more of a work-life balance? Drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what it is. Achieving work-life balance can be hard, and it is an ongoing journey that just continues to shape as you do. But as you begin to work on that balance, you'll feel more fulfilled, and just know it is within reach. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then check out this one coming up next. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.